Welcome back, everybody. To those who just found us, you're in the right place. We've got a special edition this week with a bonus to boot. If you've read the blog, you've got an idea what we're about to get into. If not, that's totally fine. You'll catch up no problem. Let's get to it. This week, we're going to take a look at both a price overlay, color change, and a below chart two-level confirmation indicator. We chose to go with the one name for the video to keep things simple, even though we're looking at two very different looking indicators. This week we've got the momentum candles indicator, which was originally coded in 2020. When we first started testing it, we noticed that it wasn't plotting correctly on the Bitcoin charts. After some emails with Niels, he came up with a solution and corrected it. As a bonus, he also created a second indicator which provided identical signals but looks completely different. We'll have both of them on the chart when we do our analysis. The one thing we need to mention is that this indicator directly relates to price. No moving averages and no lag. This means we get a massive amount of signals. We decrease the sensitivity of the indicator by changing the setting to 1.3 from 2.5. Exits will be a bit subjective because of the way this indicator works. So then, ready, steady, let's light those candles. Alrighty then, we'll begin here with our first long signal, which is indicated with the green colored candle and the corresponding break above the green line below in the two-level window. Let's see how this played out. We're going to pause here for a moment. Immediately following our green signal, we got candles that were empty, or ghost candles as we like to call them. They indicate that price movement has not met the criteria to trigger a colored candle and are ignored. We also had a single green candle pop up, but since we're already in a long trade, it's ignored. Let's move on. Okay, we've got a red candle. Here's where we need to break things down a bit. When the opposite signal pops up, you'll have to decide if you want to consider that your exit, or perhaps use something else as an exit indicator, because if price begins to fluctuate, meeting the criteria of the indicator's settings, you may get multiple signals. Let's see what happens next. Nice. That worked out to our advantage this time, so for our testing purposes, we'll consider that a win. Pressing on. And now we have a great example of why this indicator makes for a good entry, but not such a good exit. We're going to break this down. Notice that immediately following the long signal, we had a reversal, a couple of neutral candles, then a short signal, then neutral, and a third short before it went the other way prior to that long signal. Had you been using this as an exit indicator, you would have been out on the first reversal with a loss, then back in on the second short, and then out on the second green with another loss. Got it? Good. Let's continue. So, we'll run with that long signal and pretty much ignore everything else until this point. Depending on what your exit was, either that or your stop loss would have probably kicked you out by now. Interesting little thing here. If you were to use this as your exit, then you would have gotten out right at the bottom and you'd be packing up for the beach, congratulating yourself on the way out the door. Chances are your exit won't be that fast, but you most likely would have been out between the green at the bottom and one of the following two after that. Okay, so we got in on that big green signal. There was a great run up with a few greens, a bunch of neutral periods, and one red signal. That price retracement wouldn't have tripped your exit, but had you been using this as your exit, you may have missed out on the rest of the move up. Let's assume we're out and get this next short signal. Ignoring subsequent signals here would have been prudent. That prolonged run down would have meant you were in a very profitable run before your stop loss on price reversal or your exit signal would have taken you out. We'll let the next few seconds run out. Just eyeball where you think you would have gotten in and where your own exit indicator would have taken you out. So, how are your eyeballs doing with this indicator? It's got some promise, right? Don't let the fast action deter you. Remember, we're squishing a year's worth of action into about a minute and a half. Trading on the daily time frame means you can make your decisions comfortably, intelligently, and confidently. We've got it tuned up for you and ready for testing in the comfort of your own home. Get both of them from the Stonehill Forex Indicator Library at no cost. The link is in the video's description. We've got just one word when it comes to giving you financial advice. You got this. Now put on your boots and get to work. Our only goal is to make you a better trader.